Chapter 11. Becoming a Legend. After his book came out, Newton became legendary. Suddenly, Cambridge students saw him in a whole new way. We gazed on him as on someone divine, one recalled. His life, however, continued more or less unchanged for the next few years. Then in 1693, Newton had a mental breakdown. He couldn't eat or sleep. He wrote his friends strange letters saying he wished they were dead. He accused them of trying to get him in trouble with women. When he recovered, he decided he needed a change. In 1696, he asked some powerful friends to help him find a new job. They arranged for him to help run the Royal Mint. The Mint was the place that created all England's coins. It was in the Tower of London. Newton moved into a grand house in London. His friends expected he would hire someone else to do most of the work. Instead, Newton threw himself into the job. For years, counterfeiters had been clipping bits of silver off the edges of coins to make new coins. By Newton's time, much of England's money was worth less than it was supposed to be. The government had to do something. They decided on the Great Reckoning of 1696. The Mint collected all the clipped coins and remade them into a new form of coins. These coins had ridged edges, so they were harder to fake. Newton oversaw the whole thing. He did such a good job that in 1699 he was promoted to Master of the Mint. He stayed in this position for almost 30 years until he died. Once the Great Reckoning was done, Newton turned his attention to catching counterfeiters. He made himself into a kind of detective with a network of spies and informers. His greatest triumph was the capture of the clever counterfeiter named Challoner. Newton persuaded him for years and finally succeeded in having him executed. During his first few years in London, Newton kept his distance from the Royal Society. He didn't want any more fights. In 1703, his old enemy Hooke died. The president of the society died in the same year. Newton was immediately elected in his place. In 1704, Newton finally published his theory of optics. The book was based on research from many years earlier, but as he explained, to avoid being engaged in disputes about these matters, I have hitherto delayed the printing. He meant that he had waited until Hooke was dead.